Good morning, welcome to Joy News. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle. We're on DTT because we're free to wear. Coming up this morning, governing New Patriotic Party continues vetting of Flagbearer aspirants to ensure sustainability of the Flagbearer hopefuls. Commuters on Tumohan Road worried about deplorable nature of stretch. We have details in today's episode of Ghana Potholes exhibition. We'll also take you to Parliament where MP-elects for Asin North will be sworn in today amidst all the controversies. We've got business and other news coming up shortly this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Do stay for details. Let's get to our stories now. The vetting of NPP presidential hopefuls continue today at the party's campaign office in Accra. Former Energy Minister Boakye Agyarko and former General Secretary of the party, Kwabena Agyapong, as well as MP for Asin Central Kennedy Agyapong, will be facing the committee today. The New Patriotic Party says the vetting is to test the sustainability of the presidential hopefuls who have submitted bids to lead the party in the 2024 general election. The party has assured the process leading to the delegates' conference will be fair. Let's cross over to the NPP's campaign office and speak with Samuel Mbura, who's pitching camp for us. Mbura, yesterday, there were three of them who also faced the vetting committee: Dr. Baumia, Alan Chermantin, and Kojopoku. Before we bring you today's vetting, let's see what happens yesterday.
All the three aspirants scheduled for vetting went through the process successfully, with former Trade and Industry Minister Alan Chermantin the first to appear before the vetting committee, chaired by Professor Mike Okoye. After his engagement with the committee, which lasted an hour and a half, Mr. Chermantin said it was a successful conversation and indicated that he'll be hitting the campaign grounds to serve his message right after the process.
I had a good interaction with the committee. As you're all aware, I've been through this exercise on several other occasions, so I'm quite familiar and comfortable with this process. I think the important thing for you is to know that tomorrow I will start my constituency tours in Greater Accra. I have decided that I'll introduce an innovation into my constituency tours by clustering constituencies for the purpose of bringing our party executives together, not just within their own constituencies, but in a few other constituencies in the cluster. That will help energize the rank and file of our party. I mean, it's all about making sure that we work together as a party in our march towards victory 2024. So I hope we can work collaboratively with you on these rounds that will begin tomorrow.
May we know some of the issues that came up in the vetting?
No, it is not appropriate for us to discuss issues that have been discussed in camera. That has been the tradition and practice of our party.
On the part of energy consultant Kojopoku, who was the second to be vetted, he expressed optimism of sailing through the process. According to him, he has met all the requirements and insisted that he's not backing down anytime soon.
It says that anybody that wants to stand has to have a minimum years of 5 years membership in good standing. I qualify, and that's what matters. I started this process last year, February, and with all the support I have across the nation, it shows that I am the one who the youth of this nation are looking forward to. I don't see anyhow any form that I'm going to look. The 5 that is going to be shortlisted, I am one of the first people that will come through the shortlist. Then from that, the November election, inshallah, I will most definitely win the election.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was the last to be vetted. His technical advisor, Alice Raj, told the media the exercise is a formality but a done deal for him.
Well, the signal is very strong, and I'm telling you with confidence, with no doubt in my mind, this election is a done deal for the Vice President of the
next set of aspirants to appear before the vetting committee on Tuesday are Boakye Agyarko, Kwabena Agyapong, and Kennedy Agyapong. For Joy News, Samuel Mbura.
Let's now go live to the NPP campaign office and speak with Samuel Mbura. He's our man monitoring events for us. Mbura, has the vetting of the former energy minister started? We're having a bit of a challenge with the live view. We'll try and resolve it and bring you more from the NPP campaign office where Samuel Mbura is monitoring events for us. The party has assured us that, this process leading to the November contest will be fair. We've been joined by political science analyst Dr. Kwesi Amache-Boateng. He's with KNUST. We're asking what should they be looking out for in these gentlemen who have put themselves for this election. Doc, I'm grateful for your time. So let me put the question straight. What should the NPP be looking out for in these 10 gentlemen who want to lead the party in 2024? Hello, Doc.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, Dr. Amache-Boateng.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good. Thanks for the opportunity, and let me say good morning to your listeners. A very simple and straightforward answer would be someone who can lead the party to win the elections come 2024. I'm sure that is all that political parties are in for. When they are not in power, they are out of business. And everything they do, turns into something else. They want to win. And much more so in the current context. And I think that is one reason or one major issue they want to pay attention to. The current situation in Ghana, political and economic situation. And the economic will affect all other issues. Social, cultural, any other development in Ghana. We want to look at that. And interestingly, they are in power. Have they endeared themselves so well to Ghanaians? If yes, who is the right person to continue? What are the challenges that Ghanaians are facing? And these challenges come out of their governance. The way they have managed their affairs of this country. How well have they managed it? If there are challenges, who among the contestants is in a position to explain the current situation and also to create an impression or to give Ghanaians hope that they should vote for him or her because she has what it takes to turn the current challenges around and then send things back to normalcy and lead Ghana along the path of development. Who has his qualities? Who is going to sound credible to Ghanaians? So these will be my initial comments. For that matter, some of the things that the parties, doing the interviews, take into consideration.
Doc, the key people in this election, we have the vice president, we have the former trade and industry minister, we have the former energy minister, we have the former agric minister. What does some of these candidates bring onto the table, and does that make them any better than the others?
In many elections, you always have the front runners for various reasons. And obviously, some of these people that you are mentioning easily come out as front runners. Others, and even the strength, and that they have had to, put themselves up, also is an interesting thing. just one thing. Some of them can point to certain things that you do not just talk about, but you have had the opportunity to demonstrate. And that, leadership committees are manifested in them as they went about certain development. The first among them is the Vice President, simply because of the fact that he has had the opportunity to be in the office that he's in now. Number two, in Ghana, a critical part of minority, and so has shared the beauty of minority, and not only the beauty of minority, providing a backing, a strong backing for minority by translating his vision into reality. He has had the opportunity to affect governance, to affect how Ghana's resources have been managed. He has had the opportunity to even shape the vision of Nana Kwaku, how to shape the vision as number two. And this he demonstrated so well in the days, in the months, in the years before they came into political office. We saw him in 2012 at the presidential election position, and he definitely gave an excellent account of himself. The depth of his knowledge and understanding of key issues. Beyond that, he's engaged Ghanaians in various capacities, various ways, on various platforms, and he's also giving us the opportunity to really hear him and to be able to appreciate who he is, what he brings to the table. Coming down that time around as someone from the Bank of Ghana, someone whose background is in economics, someone who has pursued degrees in economics, the wealth of knowledge that he has, and which he demonstrated at that time, and eventually had the opportunity to do. So it's not just talking. This time we have talking and doing. But then we are also interested in the outcome of all this. So where is Ghana now? What exactly were his contributions? What challenges came up? I don't know whether in the course of engaging us in his desire to lead Ghana next time around, he's addressed some of these issues. And critical among them that he should address, must necessarily address, if what went wrong, what was his role, he must come right on ambiguously on these issues. And I expect that a party's leadership, working to get themselves a winnable candidate to take all these into consideration. I expect all these things, coming. And then we move to the trade minister. He also had the opportunity to engage Ghanaians and to let Ghanaians know what is in him. This is not the first time he's presenting himself, to the party, to let him lead the party to contest for the presidential office. And so he's talking to Ghanaians, know what he thinks he is, what he brings on board. His CV is a public document, and so you can look at it and engage him to find out where he's coming from. The capacities that he has used for himself. He has had the opportunity as a trade minister. We have anything new in Ghana's trade relations with the rest of the world. He represented the president in the trade ministry. And when it comes to, ideas which have translated into policies under Nana Akufo-Addo, then you can say that, a lot of positive things have been said. But then, the challenge remains, the ability to translate all these policies, the vision, into reality. It still remains a challenge. Someone's book is Ghana from a miracle to a mirage, and you wonder what really has gone wrong. These are some of the issues that those that you mentioned, bring on board. Others don't have very good things, for themselves. The Greek ministry will have to, in fact, explain to Ghanaians even why he's coming out. Because agriculture hasn't seen, some of the basic things that should be visitors. China's taking food. Most of them still are imported. China's taking food, rice, maize for poultry, maize for agriculture generally. Pig. I mean, they are so important. What exactly has been going on? In Accra, which the government has indicated that it is sort of arable in nature, the land is not.
You heard Dr. Kwesi Boateng, is a political science lecturer at the KNUST. I'm grateful for your time, Dr. Kwesi Boateng. We can now hear from Mbura, who is at the party's campaign office, where we're told that 3 candidates would also be facing the Michael Quay committee. Mbura, has the vetting of the former energy minister started?
The former energy minister was here much earlier and are to the vetting, and all the committee members are currently at the vetting area. But the media has not been allowed or has not been granted access into the vetting room. So we are only pitching camp in front of the campaign office of the NPP here at Kokomlemle. But we have 3 aspirants that are expected to be vetted today after Mr. Agyarko. The former General Secretary, Kwabena Agyapong, would be vetted later, and then the last aspirant for today will be the Asin Central MP, Kennedy Agyapong. So all the aspirants are expected to go through the same processes as the aspirants who appeared yesterday. We know that the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, was here. The other 2 were Alan Chamante and Kojopoku, who is an energy consultant. So on a daily basis, we have 3 sets of aspirants facing the committee, and it would eventually end on Thursday with 1 aspirant. So I have with me the campaign manager for Mr. Agyarko, Michael Mackenzie, to talk to him more about what they have been doing all this while, so far their campaigning is concerned. Mr. Mackenzie, thank you very much for joining us on Joy News. How is the campaign going for your camp?
Very good. Well, I would say good morning to the viewers or the listeners. What I would say is our campaign is going on very well, as you know. But then you said something that the party office is not allowing the media to enter. That is not true. You know, they have a very small space, so all the media team cannot enter.
We're told that we cannot get access into the vetting area. That's what I reported.
Yes, and then I'm also talking about the space within the area. So we would do apologize for that, but then we are going to arrange for a tent so that the media will have
talking in context of we witnessing the entire vetting process. That's what I was talking about, not the premises of the office.
Okay. Yes, that one is not allowed because it's a vetting. This is something internal. So we just
want to back to your campaigns. What would you say? Are your messages resonating with the people? What are the delegates saying in your round so far?
We are getting a very good response. The people are willing, ready, listening to us. The thing is, Ghanaians have been voting for people that are popular every day, the ones that we know. But then we are forgetting something. We are not thinking about managers. And that is what we are here to do today. We are going to talk about the economy, where we are and where we are supposed to go. Ghanaians are waiting for a change. We want change in Ghana. We want better Ghana to see. So it's no more about people that are popular, but people that knows how to do it. And Honorable Boakye Agyarko, at least you know what, when he was appointed as the energy minister, what he did for his first year. Everybody can really witness to that. But then, every time that we talk about presidency, we don't look at for people that can manage the economy.
So can you share with us what you are bringing exceptionally from what we are witnessing from the Akufo-Addo government?
We are bringing something different. But then, with the president, with what we are witnessing today, I would say that the president have done enough, the current government, but then, I mean, there's room for an improvement, and we are going to add that more to it. I mean, something unique, something good, better. We are going to change the face of the nation. Things are going to change. Things are going to be better. We are going to change the way we manage things in Ghana. Things are going to be more better then.
So after the vetting process, we know very well that the committee will make their recommendations. Are you confident that you'll be able to sail through this particular process?
Yes, that one I'll tell you yes. I will say I'm 100% sure that we'll sail through this because I don't know what they are going to ask in there. But I know...
But the Constitution is quite clear. It talks about having a good character. The Constitution talks about being a member in good standing. With these two credentials I've mentioned, are you sure you fit in?
My candidate knows the party more than everybody in the party. He knows so much. And then I mean, when it comes to character, I think that he stands tall. When it comes to everything, he stands tall. He's the best for the party at the moment.
I wouldn't want to jump the gun, but we know the party also mandates that if the delegates, the aspirants are above 5, you go for the super delegates conference, then you select 5 to go into the main elections. How confident are you that you'll be selected among the 5 if you go through this process?
The thing is, we've really worked. We've done so much. I mean, you know, we started our campaign so long, not now. We've been able to talk to everybody. I'm talking about the super delegate. We've been able to engage all the chairmen, all the regional executives, all the people that matters in this election. We've done that. You see, sometimes it's not about the making noise. Sometimes it's about talking to the people, trying to let them know what it is about. It's about Ghana. It's not about just coming out to say that you want to lead the nation. No, it's about the heart you have that you want to use to change Ghana. So with the 5 years, we will sail through. And I can assure you, with the polling station executives, I believe that you've not seen us going out there to campaign to the polling station people, because we want to understand, we want the people to understand that we follow our constitution. We don't want to jump the gun. We don't want to do things that the party have not mandated us to do. So we are doing the right thing. At the right time, we'll get to the polling station level and we'll go and send our message to them. We'll tell them about Ghana. We'll tell them about where we are and where we are supposed to go to. Thank you.
So, Asha, that is Michael Mackenzie. He's a campaign manager for Boakye Agyarko. He's confident that they'll go through this process. After that, if there's a party announces its intention to conduct the super delegates conference, that is, if the number here exceeds 5 after the vetting, they'll be able to go through and eventually get into the main elections and make an impact. Their ultimate goal is to lead the party because they have a vision. Their vision is to change how things are managed in the country, and then how to make the country better if they are given the opportunity. So we are still here waiting for the outcome of this vetting. So far, the committee hasn't commented on the performance of the aspirants so far. I earlier spoke with one of the committee members, Mr. Frank Davis, who is a lawyer and part of the committee. He said that unless they are done, they will not comment on the processes so far, but it has been a success. So after Thursday, when they are done vetting all the 10 aspirants, that is, if all of them will really come for this vetting, then they will now address the next steps to be taken, or those who have qualified to go to the next stage of the election. If you also have a concern, then you can also redress. But we are not privy to the conversations currently before the vetting committee with the aspirants, but what we know is that there are questions about their level of commitment, whether they are of good standing in the party as stipulated by the party's constitution, and whether they are of good character. And that is subject to their definition per what the party's constitution says. So we'll continue to pitch camp here to get our viewers up to speed, the details that will definitely emanate from today's vetting committee. Aisha.
Malimbura is our man at the MPP campaign office in Kokomlemle, where the vetting is taking place. Now let's move on to the court, because Attorney General says it is worried about commentary on cases pending before the court. The response follows calls by President of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, Osajefo Osiadeyo Ajamambedu II, for President Akufo-Addo to intervene in the prosecution of MP-elect for Asin North James Jachi Kwesen. Mr. Kwesen is facing criminal charges brought against him by the state in connection with his contest of the 2020 parliamentary elections. Let's hear from the Domahini Osajefo Ajamambedu II.
I'm on Supreme Court, yes, sir. Nabatwa betu ebenye de bentwam. Yamubi no krenim ben kasa de. Same on Supreme Court. Kasa gina ye no kame me collect. Kame ko right. Na nenti agama ko no. Wan hwe no ne bedi sa asem ye wo ntimi nkoka bi. Na mo mesra and the Attorney General of Ghana. Emrama ne kwane se ade bi ekoso na ohwe Ghana fo anigye nim a otimi ye de otwa so. Na no asenof. Be se papa no batwa na konyanum so onya MPB no bankoto foforo batoma na na se bandu amano bantu amano anya ogwa men majority no nyae 57.56 oya bibi ketwa wa batum. As a matter of urgency, I'm appealing to the President of the Attorney General, President of the Republic, if he has any role to play, that trial should be aborted. The Attorney General should, as a matter of urgency, file a nolle prosequi to end that particular decision. Sir, make a way, because that was what ma ye did the Ghana for attempt. Ye did the Asin North for attempt. No cranny, some engineer, Mingu Sabi Sabi. Mpaswobia at the Bebra Ghana said down for no. You be kwa prosecute no na sa odi ne gina court na batwa mani MP adwuma na obere na kwakọ ankoyo amaya nshamra papa amasa bi Ghana for enye adwuma amampuntu akwa na obetima blame no it's on this day na me catch say Samri you are president, you know I love you, this matter cannot go on. Attorney General Odame, prayer de share, bono de share, shawumum, Coco Chasem, if you are, Nian Koyanim as Ghana for.
Well, the Attorney General has responded to this, and in a statement released, the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice has observed with serious concern the increased tendency for various persons, including members of the legal profession of considerable standing, to run extremely prejudicial commentary on cases pending before the courts. The cases which have been in subject of unwarranted public commentary include, but are not limited to, Republic versus James Jachi Kwesen, Republic versus Dr. Stephen Opuni and others, and Republic versus Kesiel Atofo-Singh and two others. While respecting the freedom of all persons in Ghana to comment on any matter, including cases pending in court, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice takes note that much of the recent commentary or many of the so-called high-profile criminal cases trespasses permissible limits of the free speech, unduly interferes with the work of state prosecutors performing their constitutional function. The Attorney General respectfully reminds Ghanaians of the principle of equality of all persons before the law, enshrined in Article 17(1) of the Constitution. No person living in Ghana, citizen or non-citizen, is above the laws of Ghana or immune from an application of same. The Attorney General's constitutional responsibility for the initiation and conduct of all prosecution of criminal offences implies a duty to prosecute a crime committed in Ghana after proper investigations have been conducted, irrespective of the political, race, color, ethnic, religion, economic, or social status of the culprit. Attorney generals assisting the state attorneys assisting the Attorney General in the performance of this hallowed constitutional mandate operate under extreme pressure and are exposed to severe risk. The Attorney General finally cautions that no immunity is conferred by a person's position in Parliament, the judiciary, traditional authority, the bar, or any official position from the consequences of an interference in the administration of justice or an attempt to overreach a judgment to be delivered by the court in any matter. We must respect due process. And is signed by the Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame. He's Attorney General and Minister for Justice. We can now go to Parliament where James Gyatso-Quayson, his Asin North MP-elect, his swearing in is underway. My colleague Kweku Asante, who is parliamentary correspondent, has joined us with more. Kweku Asante, tell us what exactly is happening in the House as we speak.
So Aisha, proceedings is here to commence. We've seen a number of NDC MPs come in their white, as you can see there in your shot. Really ready for the swearing in to take place. And quite in an unprecedented fashion, we've seen the former president, John Dramani Mahama, also come in. The last time there was a similar swearing in of that sort, there was no such high-profile dignitaries here. But today, the former president, together with his running mates in the 2020 election, have all come in now and they are waiting in the speaker's lobby. So you can see there a sea of white. That is the NDC MPs. If you turn the camera a little around and you go to the NPP side, there are almost no NPP MPs there. There is only the majority chief whip, Frank Anodamkwe, who is seated. So, and there are a number of other NPP MPs also. One of them I can see at the back, the former chieftaincy minister. But it's all about the NDC MPs today who are just waiting for the Speaker of Parliament to come in, govern the House in session. And at that point, we expect that Gyatso-Quayson will now be ushered in and he will be sworn in. That is the specifics of what we have been able to get. If you look at the other paper, the specifics of the swearing in has all now been displayed. Clearly, today, Gyatso-Quayson will take his seat back in the chamber. This is where he used to be until the Supreme Court ruled that his election was a nullity. And so today, when he's sworn in, that will be the second time he has taken the oath, and he will take back the seat, which will make the numbers in Parliament back to parity, 137 apiece, and the independent MP standing in between the two sides. He has decided to caucus with the majority side. So, Aisha, that is a lowdown in Parliament today. Any moment from now, we expect the Speaker of Parliament to come in, govern the House in session, and among the first order of business, apart from the prayers that will be said, will be the swearing in of Gyatso-Quayson to become a new member of Parliament. We know that today he is expected to be in court, for instance, for his trial to continue. I haven't cited him here. I haven't seen him anywhere around the precincts of Parliament today. But the indication is that he's going to come in, he's going to take his oath, he's going to resume his duties as member of Parliament from what we have seen. If you look up there in the observers gallery, you will see a number of observers who have come in there to witness the investiture of the former NDC MP, who is now the MP-elect. And we expect that he will come in anytime soon now, and the Speaker of Parliament will swear him in.
For instance, from the majority chief whip, for the empty seats you see at the majority side?
So we do not have any understanding why NPP MPs are not in, but it is expected that they will all come in to witness this investiture. The last time there was a swearing in of the NPP MP, the NDC MPs were present, and this election isn't one that caused any challenges. So it is expected that the NPP MPs will come in. But as of now, of the 138 NPP MPs, only 2 of them are on the floor. The majority chief whip, Frank Anodamkwe, and the MP for Hunter West, Kujokun Ebenezer, the former chieftaincy minister. They are the only 2 NPP MPs in the NPP pews in the Chamber of Parliament. If you look on the NDC side, it's almost a full house. Almost all of them are in. There are a few MPs who are expected to come in to complement the numbers. I've gone to the car park. It seems like a full house. A lot of cars are available. The leadership on the minority side are not seated yet, but it's expected that they will all also come in very shortly, and that proceedings will begin so that Gyatso-Quayson will take his seat and then normal business will proceed. We expect some questions and answers, some questions standing in the name of some minority MPs having to do with the finance minister, Kero Foyata. These are questions that have been on the other paper for a number of weeks now. And today, finally, we expect that the minister will respond to these questions. But the biggest business today in Parliament, clearly, will be the swearing of Agyapong. And as you will see, the NDC MPs in their white, clearly ready for this occasion.
Yeah, Kweku, we picked rumors that the majority is planning to boycott this event. Is this a signal you're picking, especially with the empty seats from the majority side?
That is not an information I'm getting at all, because the majority chief whip, who is in charge of whipping their members to come, is actually seated here. So the expectation is that the NPP MPs will come. When I came into the chamber, I saw a number of them who were exchanging pleasantries with their NDC colleagues. The Okaikwe Central MP, Patrick Boama. I saw the Deputy Communications Minister, Amapuma Boateng. There were a number of them who are around, who have stepped out, though we do not have any such indications that the NPP MPs intend to boycott this occasion. That is not at all any signal that we have picked. That is not something we know, but we expect that they will come in. When the Speaker of Parliament takes his seat, they will come in, and this swearing-in will take place, and then normal parliamentary business will continue. The number of key government business that must be done today, I'm not sure to be in the interest of the government side to boycott this business, because the Agyapong will be sworn in.
What other business will the House be conducting aside the swearing-in of the MP-elect?
So mainly, there are some questions that are standing in the name of some NDC MPs having to do with the finance minister. The finance minister is expected to answer questions about government indebtedness to SNIT and a host of other such questions, about 9 of them standing in the name of NDC MPs for Finance Minister Keno Furiata to answer. Like I said earlier, these questions have been on the other paper for some weeks now, and it's expected that today those questions will be answered. But the swearing-in appears to have taken the spotlight, and after that is done, it's expected that the other business will take their normal course.
Kweku Asante is our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent. Will definitely bring you sights and sounds from Parliament as and when this event happens. We'll definitely also bring you updates on all the business that's going to be conducted in Parliament. It is a 76-kilometer road that successive governments have promised to fix, yet none has lived up to expectation. That stretch is in a deplorable condition, replete with potholes and gullies. In today's edition of Ghana Potholes Exhibition, Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam tells the story of the Han-Tumu Road.
The Wahen-Tumu Road project for over 30 years has been on the budget of every government that has ruled this country. All governments in the Fourth Republic have cut short for at least a portion of the road to be constructed. The irony, however, is that none has been able to complete the 142 kilometers road. Joseph Quanton started using the road at a tender age some 70 years ago, attended Laura Middle Boarding.
I attended Laura Middle Boarding. That was from 1961 to 65, and I used the road a lot. If anybody told me that as of today this road is going to be in this deplorable state, I will say it's a mirage. Because Kasajan was one of the best person, one of the first contractors who worked on this road. And what happened? You know, since then, they have been scraping the road. And I think that thing even contributed to the nature, the way this road is now.
This was the very road that my father used some 60 years ago to go and dowry my mother at Walambele. 60 years on, the road is even in a much deplorable state. The question that the people are asking, when will this road project be completed? Construction of the road project began over 3 decades ago. At the one end of the road by Usua Ghana Limited, and later awarded on piecemeal to Lebanese-based Ghanaian contractor PNW Ghanim Limited. At least the latter has graded, re-gravelled, fixed broken culverts, and tarred over 50 kilometers of the road with bitumen. 76 kilometers of the road project is now left to be fixed and is now an albatross hanging on the neck of the government. It is bumpy, deplorable, and replete with corrugation. The west part of the road is located between Hen and Ndowala and is filled with numerous manholes and gullies. You can see that the videos are shaky. That clearly means that the road is just not good. We are moving from one pothole to the other, meandering through some of them, the one that we could dodge. And that's exactly what is happening. And that's why the videos are really shaking. We're uncomfortable, even sitting at the back of the pickup. You can see that the vehicles are coming and they are now avoiding the road and they are now using the shoulders of the road to come into the main road because the road is such in a deplorable state. And so even vehicles as Land Cruisers, Prados and whatever cannot even ply that route. How much do you talk about rickety vehicles? I can count as many as 13 gullies right here on this road. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on this stretch of the road, which is about 20 meters right here on this road. Passengers and also drivers are not having it easy to ply the route, and they are appealing to the government to come to the aid of the people.
Myself, you have to go and change your absorber very often because the road, the nature of the road is very difficult. Well, I'm using a pickup, but it is still very tough on the car. So we are appealing to the government that whatsoever they have to do to make sure that these roads are done, because this area, Sisala East and West, is a good hub for cereals, soya, maize, and millet. And we have to transport the item to the city centers to help cushion prices. And because of that, prices are escalating.
You see how, the colonial government was looking at this. And usually, they used to, the postcards used to be on this road. And they will make sure that the mills will get back to all the places. Why is it that today, even if our postal system is even failing, but at least this road should have been in a better order than now.
Community members jubilated in silence when road minister Kwesi Amankwata got stranded on the road when his Land Cruiser had a flat tire. They thought that was a turning point.
I'm told you had a puncture in JFC, yeah. That is Honorable's car, V8. Okay, so let's relate that to the plight of our people. We've been in this mess for the past 3 or 4 decades.
Unknown to them, it was a message to brace themselves for the worst when the heavy rain sets in. The people of Ndowala, since 2017, have craved, yearned and prayed for the government to construct one of the dams for the One Village, One Dam project in their community. Government wouldn't listen to their plea. However, by providence, they have gotten one in here, located on their road.
You drive, the road is so bad. You don't even know whether it's pond or a swimming pool or whether it's a dam. It is really, really terrible.
Wisdom, though, is into share nut business and depends on the road to keep his business afloat. He said the recent rains has exposed the inactivity of the contractors on site.
It was quite better. We were able to plow quite faster. It's a short distance, but now that the rains have set in, it is so difficult. It is so difficult. We have to spend over an hour on a less than 40-kilometer road.
The government said that they have put 5 contractors there. Have you seen any sign that the work is going on?
No, for this particular stretch, there is nothing showing that there's a contractor on site. The only thing I can say that from Tumu to before Jeffrey, there's a contractor around that place. But after Jeffrey, all the way to Han, there is nothing happening.
Wisdom now spent my time at the mechanic. The meeting is client as a result of the equation breakdown of his pickup. I spotted a handful of trucks and buses parked at the middle and some on the shoulders of the road. Speaking off camera, the drivers told me they have been stranded here for the past few days after they ran into some of the gullies on the road, breaking their axles. The Hen Tumu Road project, otherwise known as N18, according to the Upper Sudan minister, has been awarded to 5 contractors with a completion date set before the 2024 general election.
The contract was awarded to a Chinese company, Greenhouse Construction Limited. But because we wanted the projects to be completed ahead of the 2024 general election, we terminated that contract and awarded it to 5 different contractors. The idea is for those contractors to speed up with the work so that we get the road completed before the 2024 elections.
It is the hope of the people that the promise of Dr. Bin Sali is not one for the Marines. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam, Nandawala.
We're still live on Joy News Desk. We're coming to you from our studios in Kokomlemle. It's on the front of our streets. Let's take a break. When we return, there's more in business.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta says Ghana's bond with Turkey is beyond economic relationship, hence the need for Ghana to support Turkey in challenging times. Turkey on the 6th of February this year experienced an earthquake that killed about 50,000 people and left over 100,000 injured. In a bid to support the country, the government of Ghana has donated 11 20-footer containers of ready-to-eat cocoa products to Turkey. Here's more.
On 6th February 2023, Turkey experienced an earthquake that claimed about 50,000 lives and left over 100,000 people injured. The economic cost is estimated to be over $30 billion. As a long-standing ally, the government of Ghana has donated some relief items to the country. Here's Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta.
Since 1958, we have had a relationship with Turkey, and therefore it's incumbent on us as friends to show a hand, however much, however small it may be. But Turkey itself has demonstrated incredible support, in several ways, and I know our businesses have really increased since the 90s. So in this spirit of partnership and shared prosperity, government and people in Ghana, through collaborative efforts of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Finance and Cocoa Processing Company, acting on the instructions of the President and Cabinet, procured 11 20-foot containers of ready-to-eat cocoa products as emergency relief items for the people of Turkey.
The government of Turkey expressed its appreciation and pledged continued friendship with Ghana. Hussein Gongosh is Turkish ambassador to Ghana.
Just after the earthquake, people and government of Ghana rushed to the help of my people, my country. Through Turkish Airlines here in Accra, we shipped 27 tons of various products to the earthquake region. So we always say Ghana is a very good partner and a true friend. Honestly, after many months after the earthquake, I'm glad to see that the attention and care of people and government of Ghana is still there. On these difficult times, you see your true friends and partners. So Ghana is a real one. So we know it.
The donation by the government, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Cocoa Processing Company.
Now, government has been urged to support family businesses to aid in the creation of more jobs in the country. According to convener of the Africa Family Business Summit, Dr. Dennis Osuoting, more sensitization programs should be held to help Ghanaians understand and acquire more knowledge about the family business schemes. He was speaking at the 2023 edition of the Africa Family Business Summit.
Family businesses, many of which fall within the small and medium enterprises, are the center of growth in developing countries such as Ghana, as they contribute significantly to the growth. According to the PricewaterhouseCoopers, 71% of family businesses reported growth in their latest financial year. Dennis Otin called for African countries to leverage current opportunities.
The education model of Ghana should consider teaching family businesses from the basic schools. Because myself, the family business concept was revealed to me when I was going to do my doctorate studies. I finished MBA, but I never really didn't know the concept of family business until I was going to do my doctorate. That's too late. So a lot of times businesses start on the wrong note. They need to get it from the beginning.
On her part, lead consultant at NACA Legacy and co-founder for the African family firms Chichi Mutendi and treated African countries to address challenges affecting the sustainability of family businesses.
I think there's a lot of opportunities in Africa because we have a lot of problems we're trying to solve. So because we have a lot of problems we're trying to solve, we have to look deep into our communities to see how we can solve those problems through solutions that are services and products, and allowing that to then lead the way in terms of the growth of the continent. As you can see, there are so many opportunities in construction. The continent has still got a long way to get to the international standard of development, and also to set the pace of what development should look like in a sustainable continent, because we have that opportunity to lead the conversation.
Global expert on family business, Professor Martin Rowe, called for succession plan.
I think there is a lot of opportunity for the African family firms, because you have to remember that the family firms also in Africa probably comprises 85 to 90% of the entire economy. It is, first of all, most of the companies. It is probably 2/3, if not 70 to 80% of the jobs. So it's very important that you get the family firms to thrive. The good thing about family firms is that, first of all, they're very competitive, because you got personal family members having a lot at stake to continue the legacy, but at the same time, they also have the urge to pursue, but also to kind of survive for a long time. Many of them have a very long-term vision. So that's going to pay back to society. And as a family firm, you're not only going to look at the local economy or the regional economy, any family firm can go worldwide.
This year's event was under the theme Family Business Governance, a key strategy for continuity. The event gathered top family business experts, thought leaders and professionals to have an in-depth conversation and to provide insight on the topic of governance in the family business landscape.
And that's it for business. We will be right back after the break.
That's how we wrap up News Desk this morning. My name is Agyapong. Let's log on to myjohnline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. Some of the headlines you see is Ayikwe Otu saying it will be a good thing to enter Enoli Prosequi in Jachikwesin's case. There's more when you log on to My Jaw Online. See you again at 12.